In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to replace the front screen on Russell's Samsung A22. To start off, you can, if you want to, get this back cover hot. However, because it's made out of plastic, I've found that a single-sided razor blade alongside a guitar pick tool from iFixit will get this back cover off quite nice and easy. Start off, you just want to create a very small gap in between that back cover and the mid-frame. Then you can add a drop of isopropyl alcohol, run it along that edge there, and then that should soften the adhesive enough for you to get it a little bit further in with the blade. See, we've got a bit of a gap going on, and that should give us enough of a gap to get in with the pick, at which point we can just start cutting through the adhesive, and it's pretty easy to remove at this point. The adhesive is a little bit thicker around the camera, but you'll find that once you've gone around the other three edges, it comes away quite nicely. Just going a little bit deeper around there, and that's it. The back cover is removed now. You don't want to bend it too hard or fold it, because that can cause problems when you reinstall in later, but this will be fine for reinstallation. Put that to one side, and then you're going to take a Phillips screwdriver, Phillips 000. I've got this nice electric one, and we're going to remove all these black crosshead screws, holding down this sort of mid-frame back cover, not back cover, plastic cover, just hiding all the goodies inside the phone. So we've got all these ones at the top. You can store all the screws together on a magnetic mat for safekeeping, and then head down to the bottom as well, because this is all going to come off in one piece, this back mid-frame. Take it all in one, baby. Small. I've just noticed at the top there was one sneaky one that nearly got past me, but I think I've got them all now. Just make sure, just do a double check that you've got all the screws out, and then you want to find the SIM card and eject the SIM tray. Get that out of there, and then that is a very convenient place to go in with your guitar pick again, and you're going to go in between. You can see on this one that there's a clear dividing line because it's silver, and we're going to go in between the black and the silver here, and we're going to use that as a weak spot to get underneath it, and then start popping this mid-frame out of the phone. If you find there's any resistance, just check that there's not a screw in the way. It's quite often the case. When you've missed a screw, it's very hard to get that mid-frame off, because obviously it's still attached. Work your way around until eventually the back cover, I keep calling it a back cover, I apologise, until that mid-frame pops off and it looks something like this. Just beware that there's a small booby trap here, so don't go yanking it off yet. Just fold it over. Sound like Rick then. Fold it over. And use a guitar pick, not a guitar pick, a black plastic stick to disconnect the cable for the fingerprint sensor. We could put this part to one side now and begin tearing the top down by disconnecting first the battery, then the display cable, then the sub to main cable. Always use plastic tools to disconnect these connectors. It's just much safer and less risk. And then we've got one crosshead screw just by the bottom camera there. With that screw out of the way, you should be able to lift the board out at this point. You don't want to yank it, because I've left deliberately those coaxial cables attached, and I just pull them out carefully like that, leaving them attached because they're a bit of a pain to put back in later. And then we'll go down the bottom area. We've got one or three actually, three more crosshead screws either side of the lightning connector, and one just by, I think, the microphone there. Remove those three, and then in with the plastic stick again. Remove that plastic cover. You can leave that connected, it's not going to do any harm, and we can lift the subboard out along with the rest of the coaxial cables, and for that the rest of the logic board. Put that to one side, ready for putting it back together in a bit. And then we're going to have a look at this battery. The batteries on these are stuck down with some pretty strong adhesive, so I'm going to use some alcohol and leave it for 5 minutes or so to just soften up that adhesive. Once you've given it 5 minutes for that alcohol to soak in, then we're going to take a suction cup, attach it onto the battery like that, and then we're going to start lifting, and it should come away something like that. I mean, on this one, that adhesive is kind of shot, so they don't always come away that easily. Sometimes, usually it's a bit more like cheesy, whereas that's more rubbery. But anyway, that's the battery out. Once you've got it out, have a look on the back. If you've got creases like this one has, then just use the guitar pick again to iron out any of those creases. And then a little bit of alcohol if you want to clean it up as well with a clean room wipe. If you've got any adhesive left over on the back there, make sure you clean that up too. This is just like little bits of it. There we go. With that cleaned out and everything out of the phone, maybe we take out actually the, I've not looked at the part yet. So maybe you have to take the vibration motor out. If you do, just use some curved tweezers, get underneath it and lift it like that. And that'll come out, hopefully with the adhesive like that one's done. So then we don't have to replace that. Our new part looks something like this. I was right about the vibration motor, by the way. It comes with the battery adhesive, no vibration motor. So we'll start by carefully reinstalling that. And then I'm going to just peel off this tape and the adhesive, the blue adhesive. Don't let that screen cable, so don't let that touch that because it'll stick to it. And then we're going to start by installing the battery straight back into this new frame. Place it down, apply a bit of pressure, and then with the cable, just pull it out of the way. All those other cables went underneath that cable. Next, we're going to have a look at this top area where we've got a little film that we need to remove. Ooh, that's a good point. Let's just go back here on the old one because you've got a little speaker, look. Get underneath that with the tweezers. Lift that out. Don't forget to move that over, otherwise you'll have no sound on calls. And then, yeah, just drop it in the same way as it's just been removed from the old phone, just making sure that the pins go in there like that. Because we took this board out in one piece, it looks something like this with the bottom cable attached and all that. Drop that straight into place, make sure that the camera goes in, and then if you remember the one screw holding this logic board in place, get that secured down, and then we're going to move back to the bottom area where we're going to drop the subboard in. Whenever you're reassembling anything, just make sure it sits flat. If it's wobbly or wonky, then it's probably not in right. So you need to reevaluate and have another look at it. With these cables, I think that the black one went at the bottom and the white one on top. I may be wrong. I feel as though that was how it was. So just get your first one in, push it down with your tweezers, and then you can get your second one in on top of that, and maybe I was wrong about the order, but it seems that it's sat in. No, that's not right, is it? Let's flip it, pop it, reverse it, but oh. And we'll put the white one in the bottom. Yeah, see, that sticks down there, look. Whereas the black one didn't seem to go in all the way. And then we'll put the black one on top. So with that in place, we're gonna get hold of this little guy. Make sure that that's sat flat again. Little plastic cover. That goes there. And then we've got 3 screws holding down this plastic part that we need to install before we go back up the top area again. So let's get them in. Make sure they're nice and tight. And now we'll go up to this top area where we're going to reconnect first of all the display cable, which is this one here. And then we've got the sub to main cable, that one there. And then at this point we can safely reconnect the battery, not reinstall because we've already installed it. Reconnect the battery, that goes over those cables. And yeah, I think that's everything installed. As long as the camera's sat down nicely, we've got the ear speaker in there, we've got the motherboard secured down. Let's go straight in and we'll bring that mid frame back over and we're going to just offer this cable up very carefully so that we don't snap it. And we're just gonna make sure it reconnects there. Make sure it's in, and then we can fold this over like that. And then we're just gonna push it down. Make sure that it snaps into place. If it doesn't snap in around here, that's usually because the cables here are not lined up properly. If it doesn't snap in up here, just check your motherboard. Don't go putting too much pressure on it. If it's not snapping in, you should be able to squeeze it lightly and it sort of clicks in. So just remember that. SIM tray back in. Make sure it goes the right way. And then you can see that there's some leftover adhesive. I use one of these spindle tools. Basically this thing spins round and it just seems to use friction to get hold of the adhesive when it wants to work. And it does a pretty good job. If you've not got one of them, use the plastic spudger all the way around it. But yeah, I would recommend, if you're into repair, get yourself one of these and you're going to save yourself a lot of messing about removing adhesive. It does a really nice job of getting rid of it all. You can see how well that's coming away. Effortless, very easy. And that's it, clean. With that in place, we're going to go back to another electric tool and re-secure all these screws down. If you've only got basic tools as well, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. Like, I use these because I use them every day, so it just makes it a bit easier and a bit more comfortable. But if you've only got one, like one of those iFixit drivers, it does the same. It does exactly the same thing. It just takes a little bit longer, that's all. And probably it might not last as long. But if you are interested in any of the tools that we use in this video, I'll stick a link in the description for a few. Like, they are affiliate links, so we do get a little kickback off any of the products that you buy off that link, and I do really appreciate it if you do, because it means that I can make more of these videos. Same with the part. If you need this part, I understand that it can be hard to get these genuine Samsung parts, especially if you don't know what you're looking for. So if you are after one, just drop me a message, and even if we don't have it in stock ourselves, we can usually source it for you. And yeah, we charge a little, let's say, commission on top for doing that, and that's how it goes, and that's what most of these companies are doing anyway. They just might buy it off a Samsung distributor, whereas we buy it off a distributor that's a Samsung distributor. Does that make sense? And there's layers to it. With all those screws back in place, we're going to get one of these genuine adhesives, and for these ones, it actually needs to be stuck onto the back. So there's a way to do that without fucking it up. First though, we need to get all this adhesive off the old back cover. Using the spindle tool again. Once you've made a start on it, it tends to come away pretty easy. You just gotta keep it clean. Like, it makes it harder if you've got adhesive on the end like that. It's harder for it to work. You can see that this is nice and clean. All the adhesive's removed, which means it'll sit nice and flat when we install it properly. When I put these adhesives onto these, I don't stick that onto there. What I find easier is if I remove the plastic film and I lay it upside down on here, I can then lay this on top of that, and it all lines up and it sits pretty nice and snug on there. All you gotta do then, it's hard to, I don't know why, I just find it really hard to line the adhesive up on that, whereas if you put it on there and use that as a guide, it's much easier. Trust me, I've done it a lot, and this is the easiest way. Like that. That's actually perfect, isn't it? Very, very good, Oliver. Very good. Anyway, drop it on the back there, push it down around all the edges, and this is job done. I've been trying for absolutely ages to show you that this repair is actually complete. It's just turn down on the brightness setting. But that's how you replace the screen on the Samsung A22. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.